What's up, everybody? We're going to start doing a new segment called The Quick Rip, where we just kind of check something out newer, not a whole lot of backstory on it, and just open it up and see how cool it is. Today we're looking at the Masters of the Universe Revelation with Andra. We're going to open her up and see what she's got. We'll kind of look at newer stuff that I really don't know a whole lot about the backstory. This is a Netflix series, Masters of the Universe Revelations on Andra. She kind of caught my eye because she looks like a female version of Boba Fett. Trying to get you a better shot without glare. There are quite a few updated Masters of the Universe TV shows that I haven't watched any of them. I'm not going to say really, I have not watched any of them. This was made in 2021. Like I said, kind of caught my eye because she looks like a female version of Boba Fett, color scheme and all. Andra is the heroic officer of the Eternals. I guess that's Eternia is like guard or whatever. Again, I have not watched any of these. I did have He-Man, Masters of the Universe as a little kid. Loved it a lot, but I have not really looked into a whole lot as far as the history of He-Man like I've done with a lot of my Time Machine stuff when I do videos. So we're going to rip her open. We'll check her out. We'll see what it's got. Box is not in great condition. It's got a 4-back basically. Got a little bit of a card type situation there. You can read it if you need to. I'm not going to read it word for word. Again, one of the things with the quick rips is it's just going to be quickly looking at some newer stuff. So let's open her up. Ah, the pain. And these, I believe, are 7-inch figures. Again, this was made in 2021. I know there's quite a few different new variations of the MOTU universe toys and things like that. A couple let me get my handy dandy scissors out. Works a lot better than the knife that I seem to sit all over the place and look like I'm going to cut my hand off with half the time. First good thing, it's got a cloth cape, which is always good because rubber capes tend to fall apart and decay and get gooey and nasty and everything else, as we've learned from my Lord of the Rings Time Machine video on Barrymore. Two more ties over here. So hopefully she'll come out now. All right, we got her out. Put all the little fasteners over there. Okay. So her cape / cloak actually has a hood on it. Let me get it moved around a little bit here. So it looks as if you can tighten up the cape / cloak / hood, whatever you want to call it. But it actually does have a hoodie. Again, she really reminded me a lot of Boba Fett when I saw her. Of course, we have the Mandalorian TV show out now, and it has variations, female variations. First, I thought maybe those were like little sleeves. So we'll kind of look at her first. And I believe this is a 7-inch figure. Let me see if I got the Berserker here. I know he's 7 inches. So, no, she's a 6. Her hair just kind of sticks up a little more. So Berserker's a 7-inch. So she's a 6-inch. Very detailed. 30 points of articulation. Head moves. Again, I got to get used to this angle of the camera. Head goes side to side. Has a little forward movement. Shoulders they'll go almost parallel with the shoulder blade, but she's got little things right there that kind of keep them going further. Moves at the top area right there. Elbows move. Actually, 2 points of articulation in the elbow. Hands turn around. First drawback, that hand is not opened. But there are extra hands. That one's not open either. This also, again, her color scheme kind of reminded me of Boba Fett. And I'm sorry, like I said, I got to get used to having the camera right here, so I need to move back a little. She's got some type of little missile launcher. That's because she has a strap that goes on right there. It feels like you could pull it off if you really wanted to, but I don't know if it's supposed to come off. Probably a little glue spot somewhere right under there that holds it up on the shoulder. Waist does turn a little. She does have a separate belt right there. Hips swivel a little, not too much. Knees have two separate spots of movement. Very nice. Ankles and all move. She does not have the curlable toes, but she's got some pretty good articulation here. Let's see if she'll stand on her own. That's always the question with any figure. All right, she stands on her own. Put the hood on her. No, she won't stand with a. Give me a second here. Oh, sure, if I tried hard enough, I could get her to stand, but we're not going to try much harder. All right, so now we'll look at some of her accessories. A really cool looking helmet right there. All right, so we got different hands, so we know her hands will come off. Not too hard to take out of. So this hand right here actually does look like you can put a weapon in it. So we'll take her other hand off. So you basically have these two sets of hands that look like they're made for weapons. This is the first of this line of He-Man Masters of the Universe MOTU that I've opened. Again, she does have a little like laser type weapon there. Or maybe it just sits there. I thought maybe it's shot. But maybe that's just for posing and it looks like it, she's shooting out of there. But again, that's, Boba Fett's got the arm launchers, flamethrowers, all that good stuff. She's only got one on one arm. So then what we got here? I got Barrymore's sword from the Lord of the Rings. He's same scale, so seems to hold that pretty well. Again, it's not made for her. So then you got these other set of hands that are a little bit bigger. Maybe like if there's some weapons, not weapons, vehicles and things you could, she could drive. Again, these are the hands that actually hold stuff. And like I said, I apologize. I'm getting used to having the camera this close to me. And then she came with the punching hands. All right. Now let's check her helmet out. Her helmet looks pretty sweet. So I'm not real sure about if that's supposed to like. All right. So her helmet actually does not go on. So I'll figure that out. So her head comes off. So. If I displayed her, this would be probably how I would display her. That looks pretty sweet right there. Little 10-year-old Teaker with a silly putty, some kind of backpack on there, and she'd have been Boba Fett in a second. That's pretty cool. All right. Well, Andra from the Masters of the Universe Revelation, pretty cool fig. The Masterverse, again, it has a few different series. I have not watched any of them. I'm not sure if they're all on Netflix. I'm not sure what they're all on. I believe they're coming out with a Masters of the Universe movie next year. And as I was little, me and my brother, we always just called it He-Man. Me and my friends now still call it He-Man, but it is the Masters of the Universe. So this is our first episode of the Quick Rip. Checking out Andra from Masters of the Universe. I hope you enjoyed the Quick Rip. Pretty cool figure. Tiger out.